balance is bullshit. This whole idea of work-life balance is complete and utter bullshit. You can't have everything all at once all of the time. The whole idea of getting everything balanced, it's literally just a tool that makes us as moms, particularly single moms, feel even worse about ourselves than we already do. That doesn't mean that we are destined to always hate life. It just means that there's an ebb and a flow. Balance is bullshit, yes. But life is full of seasons. Some of these seasons are very family focused, and that's where we get to spend more time with our kids. That's where we get to go on vacations. This is where we get to, show the undivided attention. And other seasons are more work focused. They are survival focused. There's right now I'm sacrificing time here because I gotta make sure the bills get paid over here. It's not easy, and it's not fun to admit, but it's fact. Something that we have to accept as single moms, whether we like it or not, is that our seasons are more work focused, especially in the beginning. Now, I have met some incredible single moms who have built their way up a ladder, or they've started their own business to where now they get to spend more time with their kids, and work is more of a back burner thing and the family is more the forefront, and that's wonderful. But the majority of single moms that I've talked to, at least in the beginning, our seasons are more work focused. And those seasons last a lot longer than we like to admit. But before I even dive into managing all of this, I just want you to know you're not alone and you're not a bad mom. If right now is a work-focused season, you are not a bad mom. If right now you are fighting to make sure that bills get paid and the roof stays over your head and the water stays on, you're not a bad mom. Things are hard and your kid may not like it, but you're doing the best that you can under probably shitty circumstances. You're doing a good job. If you are building a life that is better in the future, building a better life to where you're going to be able to spend more time with your kids, that makes this work-focused season worth it. Personally, for me, right now, my season is very work-focused. It's been work-focused for a long time. And while I hate to admit that, I am finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and I know that all of this is going to pay off. A couple of weeks ago, I got a new job, and when I say it's a dream job, I 100% mean it's a dream job. I get to be a social engagement coordinator for one of my favorite YouTubers and small businesses. I am so overwhelmed with both gratitude and fear. It's a lot of pressure, but I also know that I'm going to be really good at it. But even though that it is an incredible opportunity and it's going to give Axel and I the opportunity to make moves towards goals, one of which is getting our own place, because right now we are renting from family, it does mean that I don't get to spend as much time with my son. It does mean that even though we are now going to be a little bit more financially stable, we're not going to be able to spend as much time together. It's a part-time job, but that part-time job is still 5 hours a day, 4 days a week, or 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's a chunk of my day. And I still have clients and my own business to run on top of that. Things get busy. It's not always fun. And I go to bed feeling guilty more often than not. Like, I don't pretend like I don't. But I know that this is for a better future. And I remind my son of that every single day. I make sure that he knows that this season is not going to last forever. And that very, very soon, things are going to get really good. And even though they'll still be crazy, we're going to have more of an opportunity to spend that one-on-one time together. But even though that's the case, even though there is that struggle, I do work really hard to do what I can to still spend pockets of time with Axel. It is very rarely like hours at a time or even more than like 20 minutes just because I hang out with him in between working. Those little pockets add up, and it's more so the quality of the time together instead of the actual time together. Because you could spend 2 hours with your kid, but if you spend that whole 2 hours staring at your phone, they're not going to feel your presence, and you may as well have not done it at all. You could also spend 15 minutes with your kid and give them your undivided attention, and it could make their entire day. That is my goal, and that's what I'm working towards. I'll be honest, the last couple of weeks I haven't been good at that. I haven't been good at being present because I've been so overwhelmed trying to get used to this new job, and then I've got some new opportunities coming up in my business, and it's been a lot, but I am working actively to get better about it. What do I do to spend these pockets of time with him throughout the day, throughout the week? Well, number one is we are complete video game nerds. And right now my son's obsession is this game called Rubber Bandits. It's actually a lot of fun. It reminds me a lot of Gang Beasts, which is the game we usually play together, but it's like Gang Beasts on steroids. And what I like is that these games are structured. Rubber Bandits is like 21 points, and you do these little events to earn points, and whoever gets to 21 points wins, and then once someone wins, that game is over. So I'll be able to tell my son, hey, I don't have a lot of time, but I do have 30 minutes before my next meeting. Let's play one round of Rubber Bandits. That way he knows that we're not going to sit there and play for an hour, but he knows that for that time, we're going to be hanging out and laughing and playing. It's only about 10-15 minutes, but that 10-15 minutes means a lot. And that 10-15 minutes makes him feel loved and he knows that he matters. The second thing I like to do that's again structured is right now we are both super into My Hero Academia. Each episode is roughly 20 minutes. I can look at the clock and I can say, all right, bud, we've got time for 1 episode of My Hero Academia. Or tonight we have time for 2 episodes. Do you want to watch that? This gives blocks of time without me having to be the bad guy. Once it's over, it's over. And then of course there's the little things like we play catch in the backyard sometimes. And I also do take entire days off, or at least like the first half or the second half of the day for us to go do fun things. For example, we live really close to Silver Dollar City, which is a theme park, and there's also a water park. The other day, we spent 3 hours at the water park. By the time it was time to come home, he was exhausted and ready for bed, which made it easier for me to sit down and do work that night. There's 2 other things that have really helped, and one is I let him come in here and hang out with me while I work. When I'm not in a meeting, he is welcome to come in here and watch a movie while I work if I only need one screen. He has a tablet he can play next to me while I work. Lastly, I like to make errands fun. We have to do things like grocery shopping, running errands. Those things can be incredibly boring, but when you don't get a lot of time together, it actually makes it fun. So I like to take the time and make things like grocery shopping a fun event where he gets to be involved with making the grocery list and he gets to be involved with picking out what we get. It makes the whole experience more fun, but it also turns those daily errands into a bonding time. As a single mom, we have to get creative. We need to give our kids attention, but we also have to keep the lights on. We have to keep hustling and bills gotta get paid, whether we like it or not. So making sure that we take some things that are mundane, like going to the grocery store, and make it fun bonding time is crucial. 1, it's going to create that connection with your kid, and 2, it's going to help ease some of that mom guilt. So that way, when your brain comes at you and says you haven't spent time with your kid in a week, you can clap back at your brain and say, hey, we went to the grocery store and we turned it into a space adventure on the way there. Or, hey, you know what, we had to go to Walmart, but I made sure that we'd spent 5 minutes looking at the toy section and we used our imaginations for how cool it would be to have all of these Star Wars lightsabers. It seems small, but those things can be really, really beneficial. And the biggest word of encouragement that I would share with anybody, but especially my single working mamas, is to know that this is not forever. It is a season, even if the season is just so long. I am going on year 5 of this season, and while I have wanted to give up, I'm finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And I finally see the beautiful life that I've been fighting for. What you're doing isn't for nothing. It's not easy, and it can be really discouraging. But I promise you, Mama, you're doing a great job. Good things are coming. Just don't give up.